NFA item, aka the honey badger from Q. But first, obviously this may look a little bit different from all of the other videos that you guys have seen in the past, so figure we probably should address that first. This is the new range. This is the new PewView range. So obviously this range is far from done. We got quite a lot to do yet, so hopefully you guys will leave some comments, some suggestions on what to do, where to place everything, but I've been doing like a progression over on the Instagram stories, so you guys have clearly helped me a shit ton already, but again, we're not done yet, so that's why you really haven't been seeing videos of me out here yet. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that, so for those of you that are just here for the NFA item, the Q honey badger, skip ahead to this number right here. And for the rest of you, let's talk about some range stuff. So for those of you that don't know, my old range is actually on the farm that I grew up on. That range has been there for ever, and it'll probably stay there, but we're expanding. You guys have been asking for a new a new range setup for quite a while now, and now I think we got the ultimate range setup. This thing is sweet. It is exactly what I've always wanted for a range, and we got super fortunate to have found this property. This is actually in my backyard now. I no longer have to make a drive to go to the range, which I shouldn't complain because it was only like a 10-minute drive. But anyways, so essentially we brought a bulldozer out here, started right here and just dug down, and this is all dirt that was already here previously. Now we got 10 to 12 foot high berms completely around this entire thing. And then in the background, there's another about 20 foot of berm that surrounds my pond. So it is about as safe as possible. I'm completely surrounded by trees, so you know, the sound should be down quite a bit. It is perfect. It's in my backyard. It's exactly how we want a range to be. You guys deserve some new background for the video, so that's what we're gonna do. But anyways, starting at the driveway, we got about 100 yards. We can only get about 170 here, which is exactly what we could get at the last range, so that's not going to be much of a difference. But what is going to be a huge difference is we're able to have a hell of a lot more steel out here. We're going to have different varieties. We're going to do maybe like a little shoot house type of thing right in the middle there. We're going to have some depths, some targets at different distances, and then this bank right here is going to be lined with steel targets all the way down to 100. We got some awesome stuff planned for the future, but if you guys have any recommendations, leave them in the comment section below. If you guys think of something cool, we'll certainly make it happen. Now obviously if you look behind me, this is where all of the main shooting is going to be, and we're still facing the sun. It just looks better on video as the sun's going down. But above that, we're going to do another 10 foot of fence of 2x6s staggering each other to help with sounds, because I'm a good neighbor. So we got an array of different targets out here. We're just trying to diversify a little bit. I want every steel target out here imaginable, so we got a long ways to go, but pretty good head start. Codwell sent out a bunch of D's, some C's, some dueling trees, some plate racks, a bunch of different shapes and sizes that you're going to see along the entire bank. Then we got a bunch of stands from range time targets. Then we got the challenge target from Brownells. This is my first actual plate rack, so I've been using the fuck out of this thing. We got a couple stars. That's the star that we had at the old range. And then we got a new star. My wife found that on TikTok for 250 bucks, and it actually kind of so I don't remember what it's called. But then we got some poppers, and then all of these white C's that you see are from a company called Strike Q Point. I don't know, however you pronounce this. Then we got some Amazon special poppers. I have no idea who makes them, but you know, they're poppers and they pop and stuff. Do you guys have any recommendations on what kind of steel plates or targets or any of that shit that you want to see out here? Just let me know and we'll see if we can get it out here. But shout out to Codwell. They sent a bunch of shit and it really helped kind of, you know, make this range come together. Sped up the process a shit ton. So if you guys are in need of some steel plates, check out Codwell. Now before we get started talking about the ultimate NFA item, aka the Q honey badger, we need to talk about the NFA. So as you guys know, ATF is pretty gay. You gotta go through the entire process of getting your fingerprints every time you wanna buy a suppressor or SBR something. Anything from the NFA, you gotta go through this giant process, which fucking blows. But there's a company called Silencer Shop, and that company allows you to go to one of their kiosks and you do your fingerprints one time. And then you just log into their website and then order whatever you want for a suppressor, NFA item, whatever you are you know, on the market of buying. And you don't have to get your fingerprints done every time. You just go through Silencer Shop, you're good to go. Just the one time and order as many cans as you want. I am up to like 42 NFA items and I have only done my fingerprints one time, which is awesome. So shout out to Silencer Shop, but also them guys are the largest distributors of anything NFA. So whatever suppressor you're looking for, whatever SBR or firearm that you want, any NFA, go through Silencer Shop. They're the best in the business. They also happen to be a sponsor of the channel. So shout out to them guys. But on a more positive note, after January 1st, you no longer have to pay a $200 tax stamp. So all of that is gone. All of it is full free, which is dope, but you still have to do the paperwork. You still have to do the fingerprints. So why not just have to do it one time with Silencer Shop? They're also part of the lawsuit that is trying to get the NFA abolished, ATF, and gone. So they're spending a bunch of their money that you guys help contribute by buying suppressors and NFA items to get rid of that entire thing, so you can just, you know, have it shipped straight to your door like a gun attachment like you should in the first damn place. So shout out to Silencer Shop. Keep fighting the good fight. But anyways, the Q Honey Badger. This is what I believe to be the ultimate NFA item. And by NFA item, I mean that this is a 2-stamp rifle. This is a short-barreled rifle with a suppressor integrated in this handguard. For those of you that know the OG Q Honey Badger, this is it. This is one of my favorite things ever. Chambered in 300 Blackout. Got the Geisley SD3G trigger in here, and everything else is, you know, stock from Q. Then I got the EO Tech, and that is on top of a GBRS Hydra mount. And then we got a D-ball up here. And then we got the Unity switch right here and a Surefire Mini Scout over on this side. Then we got the True North Concepts reach grip right here. I love these things. If you guys follow the channel, you know that I run True North on literally everything. Code right there, also a link down in the bio. Anyways, today I just kind of wanted to shoot this thing, show it off a little bit, because again, it is my new obsession. I cannot stop shooting this. But we also got a Phantom high-speed camera and a big-ass block of ballistics gel. So we're gonna be testing some different ammunitions and just having some good old fun with it. Home defense, truck gun, fun range toy, Call of Duty LARPing rifle. It's literally perfect for everything. This is the ultimate NFA item. It's a very expensive Phantom camera downrange, and I just now thought of that. So I'd say the majority of people that build 300 Blackouts have built them because of the Honey Badger. We all know and love this gun because of the game Call of Duty. They introduced most of us to this rifle, but I mean, that's what kind of made people fall in love with the whole 300 Blackout, the Honey Badger, and then FPS Russia did a video on it, and that's what made me want one. But it has inspired hundreds of thousands of people to do the Honey Badger at home, where they just take a regular, you know, suppress 300 Blackout and call it a Honey Badger, then people would be crazy, right? I also do that. Now, PSA has got the fucking mixtape, like, I get it. I have other 300 Blackouts. I love other 300 Blackouts, but just gotta pay respects to the OG. Should also probably talk about the caliber itself a little bit. So 300 Blackout is loved. If you have it and if you run it, you probably absolutely love it, but like, people that are against 300 Blackout have very fair argument. This shit is really, really expensive, and the ballistics don't really make sense. I run it because I love shooting subsonic stuff suppressed. I just think it's really enjoyable. I like to stand at 100 yards and plink some shit and wait for that, you know, the pink. Sun's in the right spot. You can see the bullet. It's just fun. It's really fun to do. But also, like, 45 ACP is basically the same shit ballistically. I do also love that you can switch between subsonic and supersonic, and with this, it does it really well. It's got an adjustable gas block, but I don't really need to with any of that. It just eats it. Very good running platform, and I think as far as the 300 Blackout goes, the Honey Badger does it best. It's got the 1 in 5 twist barrel. Most of them have 1 in 7 or 1 in 8. So with a 1 in 5, you're also getting that centrifugal force, science, energy, and stuff.
Rotational energy.
That's what I said, rotational energy.
I think Kevin's really into rotational energy.
Oh, for sure. Like the 8.6. He did the 8.6 in a 1 in 3 twist. That's what makes that round so incredibly deadly. It is spinning like a f***ing blender getting thrown at you at Mach. It's awesome. All right, so right here, we got a block of clear ballistics gel from clearballistics.com. Shout out to them guys, they sent that out. So we're gonna be trying 3 different brands of ammunition. We got the Hornady subsonic stuff. This is a 190 grain projectile with their ballistic tip kind of shit. This is a fairly popular round. Unfortunately, it does have some reliability issues in most 300 Blackouts, but Honey Badger don't give a shit. And then my personal favorite brand of ammunition, the Federal 220 grain subsonic. These are just readily available anywhere I go, and it's just a little hollow tip subsonic 220 grain projectile. They're just everywhere. They're quiet, they're accurate, they're less expensive than most other shit. So this is my go-to. We're also gonna be using that. And then we got 147 grain supersonic from Mark 1 ammunition. We're all gonna be doing that into this black on a Phantom high-speed camera. So first up is gonna be this Hornady shit because I'm just kind of curious. All right, a little height over bore. We use a D-ball. That should be about center. That's crazy. I mean, a hydro mount, that's some fucking height over bore right there. What is that?
9 inches.
At least, dude. Decent expansion, no over penetration. Your little fucking red rocket got left right here in the middle. All right, now we got the 220 grain subsonic from Federal. This is just a hollow point, so. I have zero idea how the fuck that happened. That diverting like that is crazy. Dalton didn't hit the button on the Phantom camera. But yeah, we centered the block. I'm gonna go a little bit higher so we can see a streak. Yep. That's kind of crazy that you can see the pattern that it tumbled. You can see that it turned around right here and then went down. So your exit's down here, entrance up here. The first one did literally the same thing, and it clipped the other projectile and then somehow hopped up right here off the table and then clipped the side of the steel plate, which would have looked super cool in slow-mo, wouldn't it have, Dalton? Would that have looked pretty cool? All right, now we have a 147 grain supersonic projectile and no ears. Good can though. Shout out Salsa Shop. All right, we got the Phantom pointed at a steel plate right there. I'm just gonna smack that with one of the Hornady subsonics so you guys can see on high speed what it does when it hits a steel plate. Look at that shit, dude. That's insane. My God. Listen, I fully understand why some people just don't like 300 blackout, and I'm not like the biggest fan of it myself. I don't like to pay for it, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. If that's somebody trying to fucking steal your purse and you dump fucking 20 rounds of this Hornady shit into them, I bet your purse is pretty safe, you know what I mean? Nice. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate NFA item. In my opinion, at least. I love this thing. This is my favorite SBR. This is my favorite suppressed item I own. This is the most enjoyable to use. Now, of course, this is just my opinion. You guys may have an ultimate NFA item yourself, but I want to hear about them. If you guys have a badass setup, a suppressed SBR, leave it in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll build one. I'm always looking for some good recommendations for guns. Let me know, but thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.